At least I can spell.
Yeah. Oh dear. Hello, and welcome to the first live stream from Heretic Dave 40k. I'm Heretic Dave.
You are.
And who are you?
I'm Death God Andy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Right. Okay.
This is good. We've never done it live before, have we?
No, I've no idea what I'm doing. What does this mean? Is that the number
That's
of
people watching.
Is that number of people
We've
watching?
already got 2 people watching.
Have we?
We have.
Oh, that's nice.
If you're watching, be sure to put a comment in the chat so we can have a chat with you during, because we will be answering all of your questions today, because no doubt you want to meet a bit behind the lines.
Well, try to.
Well,
we might get bombarded by questions in any moment. You never know.
That's okay. You never know. It'd be good if they did find out a bit about us, because all they know is that you hold a camera and I make lots of Death Guard jokes.
Bad Death Guard jokes.
Dad jokes.
Yes. Anyway, yes. So hello. Yes. So we're just going to have just a bit of a chat today about 40k and you know how things are. Is it balanced? Are Death Guard good now? No.
Yeah, they are amazing.
And if you've got any questions, feel free to ask.
Do you know what I hate about that?
What?
Since they've done the update, everyone's playing Death Guard now.
Are they?
It's like all the
I
people
doubt
that
it.
gave up on Death Guard, they've gone. It's got Tom.
Oh, I've got a couple of people. Hello, Thomas. And when are you playing my Eldar again? Well, now they've been nerfed, I might ask you for a game.
I know that is. Toys for the Toy God. We know that is.
Yeah, it'd be Darren.
That is Darren.
Yeah. Hi, Darren.
Hi, Darren.
Now your army's been nerfed into 11th edition. I might give you a game.
Now I can beat you, army. I might give you a game. Because I can beat it before the update.
I'm not sure Death Guard can beat Eldar just yet, but you never know. Evening, gents. Evening, Paul. So Paul of Ultramar. And the big one, number 1. When am I allowed in the channel? Who's the big one, number 1? Who's that?
The big one number. That's got to be Sam.
The big one, number 1.
It's going to be Sam, Josh, or Brian. No, big one number. It's got to be Josh.
Take a guess.
Josh, 100% Josh.
Yeah, but I've played Josh. He's been on the channel. Silver Knight Josh. I played Silver Knight Josh.
Archie.
No idea. Anyway, hello to everyone. Is it balanced? Most definitely not. My poor Sisters of Battle. Yeah. All the multi-metals aren't good anymore, are they, for Sisters of Battle? Strength 9 anti-tank weapons. Enjoy that.
But Bingo doesn't tell us who it was. We said lots of names. That does not help us in any way.
Hang on. Do you know anyone called Bingo?
A dog. Bingo was his name.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. Hello, Bingo. Oh dear. Right, yeah. So for those who saw the game from last week, Eldar nerfed into oblivion. Yes, hopefully we'll find out. We'll find out when I give you a game, Darren. I might, maybe after the next update when they've been nerfed again, I might ask for a game.
I'm not playing Eldar for a while. I've learnt my lesson at tournaments playing Eldar.
What the only difference between Eldar and Death Guard is now there's more Death Guard for the Eldar to kill. Because you've had points drops, right?
And there's less of the Eldar because they've had points increases.
Yes, it's just a slight more of a challenge for Eldar, but they'll still win.
No, they won't.
Yeah.
Against some Death Guard players, yes, but not all Death Guard players.
Yeah, I mean, I think you'll see less Wraith Knights now because of the towering change. They can't just shoot for ruins now, so it's just going to be more Wraith Lords and Wraith Guards. So funny.
Which is great because Toys for the Toy God will enjoy having lots of.
Oh, he likes his Wraith Lords, doesn't he?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh Lord.
Apparently, he likes Eldar. I don't know why. Fucking Eldar.
Yeah.
Are we sparing on live or are we not?
We can see. You can say what you like, Andy.
Good, because I have to be so PC in the other videos.
Well, I'm not monetizing this, so you can say what you like, as long as it doesn't
Fuck.
affect. Anyway, hello to everyone, all 8 of you. Apparently, Corn wants it. Yeah. So if anyone's got any questions, feel free to put them in. Other than Sisters of Battle, we all know they're rubbish.
Yeah.
Thomas, do you have any other armies, or is Sisters of Battle your only army? If it is your only army, if you play against someone with lots of tanks, just run away. You're not going to kill them.
Any of you guys, were you affected by the devastating runes update? Because there was the.
Well, we all know Eldar were.
Poor Eldar. I mean, poor Eldar. Yeah. Anybody else affected by that? Because Death Guard weren't in any way whatsoever. I didn't suffer for it at all.
I know custodians were affected by it.
Who is big one? Is it Josh? It's got to be Josh.
Big one, number 1. Pick your name in the chat so we know who we're talking to.
It's Josh. I'm not going to miss this. Definitely.
But anyway,
Josh.
Yeah, devastating wounds was a big change. That's going to screw over Eldar with their big anti-tank Here's 9 devastating wounds. It can still only kill, it can now still only kill 1 Colossus.
Maximum, yeah. Which is good. It was broken before they did that, so it was a good fix.
Yes, it was. Yes, but Death Guard are still rubbish. They're just a bit more smelly now. Essentially, if you've got guns, you can still kill Death Guard because you can stay away from their contagion.
I disagree.
Well, we'll find out later.
Oh yeah, we're doing a Death Guard game, aren't we?
Against my Bat Legion list, which previously smashed me in 3 turns over and over and over again.
3 games in a row
before the update.
Yeah, that was a fun day.
So that'll be interesting to see if the Nurgle Chaos is still better than the Nurgle Death Guard, which it was before. So that'll be interesting. But Devastating Wounds was a big change. It affected Eldar in terms of output, and it affected Custodi's resilience. Do you want to know why?
Go on.
Because they get shrugs to mortal wounds. Devastating Wounds don't do mortal wounds anymore.
That's true.
So Custodi's detachment rule that shrugs half of mortal wounds is now pretty much useless unless you've got loads of vehicles blowing up around them, or tank shocks and things like that.
On the potential subject, I completely agree with what Toygold there said, because he was right. At the end of 9th, the game was so well balanced. It really, really was. It was probably the most balanced it's been since 7th.
Since the start of 8th, yeah. No.
Anderson, I started.
7th was a shit show.
Yeah, 8th was when they came out and just redid everything, and it worked.
Yes, and then they decided they wanted to break it.
Yeah,
and they broke it gradually until the end of 9th, and then it was good, and they broke it again. Games Workshop was a bit like a child with loads of toys. It just likes to keep breaking them and getting new ones. Yeah.
Hello, Alfie.
Hello, Alfie Day. It's a Friday. I don't know about an Alfie Day. Is that the 8th day of the week?
There's a song called Alfie.
Is there?
Yeah, you should watch it. Lily Allen did it.
Oh.
Do you ever watch Game of Thrones?
Yes.
Watch that? You know the guy that had his penis cut off?
Not personally.
Well, not personally, no. He's the guy that had his penis cut off on Game of Thrones. That's Alfie Allen. He's Lily Allen's little brother.
Oh.
And the song Alfie was made for him because he kept being a little...
Wasn't Lily Allen only relevant like 20 years ago?
No, she's still relevant now. Just on a much smaller scale.
Well, she was never big to start with. She's quite a short lady.
No, she wasn't very big.
Yeah. With the price increases, are Desolation Marines still viable? No, they still look terrible. They should change their Nerf guns for something else.
I think
200 points for 200 points for 5 now, Andy.
But they can hide. Vehicles can't hide.
A whirlwind is 50 points cheaper and can do just as much damage.
But not as easily.
A whirlwind's more difficult to kill.
Unless you can't see it.
Yeah, but if you have a whirlwind behind the ruin and Desolation Squad behind the ruin, if you've got someone who's got Plague Burst mortars, for example, you can kill those Desolation Marines by sneezing over them. You can't kill a whirlwind by sneezing over it.
The important thing is play what you enjoy, not what's on the meta. Like, because some people play meta armies.
Well, Paul always does. He plays Ultramarines.
Yeah.
But no, 200 points for 5 Marines that can kill chaff indirectly is far too expensive. I wouldn't bother anymore. When you can only, because the squad size is only limited to 5 as well. If you're buffing them with a stratagem, you're getting half the efficiency out of all your strats, half the efficiency out of all your enhancements. So it's not just the points increases. So if you want indirect fire with the Marines, just go, I'll have a whirlwind. It's better, it's cheaper.
A whirlwind.
And it's going to survive if someone else has got indirect fire, essentially. If you have a unit of Desolation Marines on your back objective and you're facing Guard or Death Guard or someone else who has Desolation Marines, they're dead.
They're gone.
So yeah.
Although you're saying that, I still think for their points, they're a good unit for Space Marines.
200 points. No, wouldn't even bother.
I would.
Wouldn't even bother.
But look at the killing power.
10 Hellblasters is 250. Think about it like that.
Yeah, and
right.
Oath of Moment on that as well. It's whatever you put as dead. So.
It's far too much. So I hope that answers your question, Paul. The next time I play your Ultramarines, I don't expect to see any Desolation Marines.
Okay, well that's the answer to that one then. Knowing who that is. Definitely
I feel like I'm watching Louis Theroux talk Warhammer. It's a strange experience. Well, I'm glad we're giving you some sort of experience. I don't know how to say that name.
Louis Theroux.
With all the nerfs to Custodes, do you think they will see large competitive play? Yes, they were really good before. They've had some unit. Where are you going?
I've got to do this for somebody.
Oh, someone kept on asking you to pull your fly up all the time in the last game.
So yes,
his jeans are permanently broken.
Yeah, I actually have more than one pair before. I actually have like 7.
Oh, I see. You've just done that in response to Berg's comment.
Yes. Nice. I saw Berg and was like, well, I was going to mention Berg, but
you know who didn't see Berg? Captain of the Titanic.
That's an icebreaker, isn't it?
Oh, dear. I'm good at
we're
breaking
gonna
the
go
ice.
to hell. That was cold.
So yeah, so custodies, I still think they're going to be good. They won't be as good as they were before. But the main thing that made them really, really good is that they were anti-Eldar because they had shrugs to the mortal wounds from the devastating wounds.
Yeah.
That they're still going to be okay. They had a few points increases, but they weren't massive. The squad sizes were reduced a little bit, but to be honest, with custodies, you probably want more smaller units anyway. Because if you're running three blocks of like 10 wardens or 8, whatever the number of wardens was, that's pretty much your army used on 3 units then, because they're not cheap custodies. So just have more smaller units running around doing things.
If you're going to do custodies, be cool and play lots of dreadnoughts because they're cool. They look cool.
Dreadnoughts with swords and shields.
Yeah, they're
that's
brilliant.
That's awesome, isn't
like,
it? Yeah.
Anyway, short saves.
So custodies, I think will still be good, but not as good. But mostly because Eldar have gone down, and that's what they were good against. The most important question of the night is: we just done the he's fixed. He hasn't fixed his zipper, but he's pulled it up. Right.
No, I have fixed it. What I did was I actually
got some new jeans.
No, I have 7. I can only have 7 until one permanently breaks.
So you're not a jeans stealer.
No, I'm a Death Guard player. 7.
Yeah, right.
So what I do is I went home, and that night I was looking at what am I going to do here? So I got my Citadel glue out, and I glued them. Now they're permanently up. It's true. But there's a perfectly good, awesome pair of jeans.
Oh dear.
It's not worth it. I've got a bit of a belly, and the zip forces down. I'm not gonna get rid of it for that. Remember.
Well, at least we know, because we're going to be filming a game after this tonight. At least we know that we're not going to see your fly open on film.
It's true, much to Berg's disappointment. Because he made a real point making a point of it today.
If you need a wee while we're playing, though, tough shit, literally. I think I can win with a Heretic and 2 beasts of Nurgle in a Death Guard army. He leads them and gives them charge rolls. So I don't know what those Chaos Demon units are, but we were discussing Chaos Demon units before and what to put in a Death Guard list. And there's one word: Nurglings.
Oh, okay. And if you were going to put a bigger character in there, it'd be the Grey Unclean one.
Yeah, but Nurglings went down in points.
35 points.
35 points.
35 points. It's crazy.
It's a unit that can deep strike or infiltrate. I have 3 units of them just for secondaries. Oh, I've got engaging on fronts, deep strike them. Got behind enemy lines, deep strike them. If you're against, let's say, the new Tyranid Vanguard attachment, where they have loads of things scout moving and infiltrating, just put them infiltrating just to block their scout moves. They're very cheap, easy units. And if you're running Death Guard and you can't fit, 105 points in your list to put 3 little Nurglings in it, just do it. Buy some Nurglings. So I don't know about the other Chaos Demons, but I'd definitely put Nurglings in it.
Hello there.
Do you think we'll ever see a shift transport spam, or should I start the movement? I see what you did there.
Hey, this is our night. Don't take our jokes.
I always use transports. If you saw my last guard game against, bless him, Paul's Ultramarines, I had tanks everywhere, and half of them are transports. I think transports are amazing, not only in 10th because you can disembark after movement, but because lots of them are firing decks. So you can have las cannons shooting out the top of rhinos, chimeras, you name it. You can do it. Transports are very, very good. Hello there. Hello, John. That's Dark Angels John, for those who don't know. Hello.
Doing an Obi-Wan Kenobi reference.
I think I've got a game with John in a couple of weeks.
You do?
Yeah.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I do.
Do you know you've got a game with soon?
Well, you.
Well, that's tonight. I'm thinking more like the 14th of October.
14th?
I think so.
I know there's a 4-way on the 3rd.
That's with 2 of our locals. I'm talking about.
Oh, yes. Yeah, well, we'll get to that when we get there.
When we get there? Oh, okay. When's that?
Alfie Day Cheers. I'm assuming that was about the Chaos Demons. One Kazakin or Tempestus Scions. Need some good units that can drop from a Valkyrie. Okay, I mean, if...
Scions. They're cheap. They're cheerful.
Well, Scions did actually drop in points.
They are cheap. They've gone down. They're cheap.
The thing is with Scions, I wouldn't use them from a Valkyrie. I'll just use them by themselves, just to deep strike again for secondaries. If you want a killer unit dropping out of a Valkyrie, you could probably use either. Really, either a big unit of 10 Kazakin or a big unit of 10 Scions, and just pick whatever you got the points from, whichever unit can put the most guns in. But Scions are good because they can always reroll hit rolls of 1 or wound rolls of 1 or something, and then all hit rolls if they're shooting things on objectives or something.
What's the unit that you have in white who look like the Knights Templar that could drop out of it?
Oh, my Austrian Tyrant Crusaders, which are no longer a unit.
Are they not?
No,
Oh,
no, my little guards are running around with swords and storm
Yeah,
shields,
yeah.
so I can't use them anymore.
why?
I think they're only usable in Sisters of Battle anymore, and I haven't got a Sisters of Battle army.
That sucks.
But they look cool, so I'm going to keep them.
Yeah.
What I could do is because I think there are the Inquisition guys with shields now. I could sort of proxy them for those, I guess, because they got shields with a big eye on them. I could do
Doesn't
that.
sound like a lot of rings.
I might even look at that actually. God, I'm getting loads of questions today. I want us to talk about how bad Deathwatch got nerfed, but we'll get to that in a minute.
And how good Death Guard are. And I'll get to that in a minute.
Or 7. Yes, we do. Hopefully, my Lion model should be arriving soon. Oh, about time, John. When was that model last released? But yeah, get it painted, and then I can shoot it off the board with a Rogal Dawn, which I'm currently painting upstairs. Do you want one? Do we want one? What? Jinx? Do we want one? What?
I'll take one.
Want one? What, Thomas?
One for the team.
Do you want one? You ordered it in July. Well, it's September now, John. Blame Games Workshop.
They're not the most prepared of companies, are they? Then they get all these time to do things, and then it's like 4 months later, we're still waiting on the certain things. Like,
you're saying you didn't have a Sisters army. Do I want a Sisters army? I mean, they just do it for themselves, don't they? Do I want a Sisters army? Why? You giving one away? I mean, nobody cares about Deathwatch.
Spoken like a true Ultramarine.
But half the Deathwatch are Ultramarines. At least mine, anyway. All my sergeants and captains are all Ultramarines. And even my worst Dreadnought, which needs a Tech Marine to help him, is an Ultramarine. My good Dreadnought's a Dark Angel.
Hey guys, if you wanted to help, by the way, I know there's about 12 of you watching, so while you're here watching, if you do want to help, be sure to, if you've got any community posts anywhere like Facebook or other platforms and you want to help us out, be sure to share the link out, get everyone knowing that we're doing a live tonight, because live views seem to pick people up really well. So
we've had 4 likes. That's nice, isn't it?
Only we've got 11 watches and only 4 of you liked it. Either 7. Oh, there you go. Right, there's another one. So basically, 6 of you are bastards,
or they just don't like you talking rubbish.
Well, I know more about this than you do.
Do you?
Rubbish.
Anyway, you know more about rubbish. Nobody cares about Deathwatch. Well, not anymore. No, Deathwatch have been nerfed. Okay, so I will talk very briefly about Deathwatch. So there we go.
I was going to drink my beers.
The whole point of the data slate thing is to keep things in, like around 50% win rates, right? Deathwatch literally had like a 51% win rate, almost bang on perfect, right? What do? Put all the Deathwatch points up. What do? Stop us from using half of our stratagems unless we've got bolt weapons. Who wants to buff bolt weapons? Don't talk to the Imperial Fists. But why? So basically, with my Deathwatch now, I've now got 3 stratagems I can use because I'm not going to waste CPs on bolt weapons. I'm going to teleport things, armor contempt things, and do adaptive strategy, and that's it.
Yeah.
So I'm actually considering using the normal Space Marine attachment and then building a sort of advanced and charging Vanguard veteran bomb because that sounds like fun. So I math hammered it the other day. 10 Vanguard veterans with a smash captain with the honor variant, right, on the charge in the assault doctrine with 1 CP spent on them, can one-shot a tank or easily wipe out 5 Terminators.
So can a Land Raider.
Yes, but Vanguard veterans are only 105 points for 5 of them. So if you could have 10 of them,
wrong, yeah.
10 Vanguard veterans for 210 points with a smash captain with honor variant and a hammer and shield, you're looking at just over 320 points for any unit that can advance and charge. 12 plus D6 plus another 2D6 threat range.
So much movement. The movement wins games.
On the charge, they'll get lethal hits, +1 strength, and with the stratagem, what is it? Honor the chapter, whatever it's called, they'll get +1 wound and an extra AP. And that's 40 attacks with just the Vanguard veterans plus the captain with his hammer. That's going to one-shot almost any unit they go into. For 300 points with loads of movement. That's fun, isn't it?
Or
yeah. But anyway, I'm actually considering not using the Deathwatch attachment anymore because I can't use enough stratagems. But the enhancements are still really good. I like the 2 over moments. I like Deep Strike and Hellblasters. And I do like the whole lethal hits army wide or sustained hits army wide thing. But anyway, that's my rant about Deathwatch done.
Right, in that case, let's go to the most important thing. Well, no, we'll come.
Hang on, we've got more questions here.
Yeah.
We march from Mackridge down the Ghost, but you look like
McCrog,
down the. Mackridge, McCrag.
I thought it was. Is it McCrag? Someone tell us. McCrag, who's right? Mackridge or McCrag?
I always
Say Dave or Andy, whoever. So Dave's saying Mackridge, Andy's saying McCrag.
Shall we do a poll?
Do a poll.
How do we do a poll? Hang on.
Let's do a poll.
This could be fun. Engage with your audience. Oh, start a poll. Here we go.
No, start Q&A. Your question and answer, isn't it?
Yeah, poll question.
I'm pretty sure I'm right. That's right. Love me.
All right, I won't bother with a poll then. Right. Well, whatever. I'm not an Ultra player, so I don't care what
Isn't it great?
They can march. They can march for whatever they want. They're still not going to win. Dave, do you fancy taking a Word Bearers army on loan for the channel? Oh yeah, Darren, you've got some Word Bearers, haven't you? I mean, I know someone else who plays Word Bearers, and I've got Chaos Space Marines. And all Chaos Space Marines at the moment are just the same. So thanks, but there's just no point really. I'd rather fix your Eldar again soon.
Hello, Ray. There's a new person I said hello to. Dan the Ghost. Hello, Dan the Ghost. Hello, Ray Wisoki. I like your name, Wisoki. Hey.
Yeah, now we've got to set up another poll. Is it Wisoki or Wisoki? No.
We should do a poll. What should we do? Let's do army-based polls. Throughout this, we're going to put different armies in. That's a good one. Make people think. Let's find out people's favorite armies over a series of polls.
Favorite armies over a series of polls. Yeah, okay, hang on. So Andy, right. Last time those Vanguard vets were in a game, they didn't last too long. Well, with the ability to advance and charge them, you can just hide them behind a ruin and then go and kill something. And then they'll one-shot something, and then you've got to kill them, otherwise they're going to one-shot something else. You should play Ultramarines Weakened Deep Strike Hellblasters. Yes, only if you've got Uriel Ventress, Paul. All right, I didn't teach you that, but I told you how to make it better, and it almost killed Abaddon. Almost. Why Socky? There we go. Did you say Wisoki or Wisoki? But either way, it's Wisoki.
Why Socky? But
why is it Socky? Why not? Why is it not Shuey?
Do you know what I can think of right now?
What?
Is when you say like Wisoki or way Wisoki, it sounds like something Mr. Miyagi would say.
Wisoki.
Wisoki? Wysofsky.
Oh, he's Polish. Okay. Or are you polishing?
Are you polishing? You're such a bad person.
I'm terrible. That's a lot of armies. Well, we've got lots of Andes, so we've not done lots of armies.
It's true.
So
the question is, hang on, no. The first, before we do a poll, the first question is this, people.
Hang on, which army?
Do you agree
was nerfed the most? That's what I'm going to ask. Hang on, no, add options. Hang on, I don't want yes or no as options. Oh, you got. Hang on. Oh, okay, right. So Eldar, obviously. What else? Custodians were hit quite bad. Death Watch were hit quite bad. What else was nerfed?
Death Guard.
No, Death Guard weren't nerfed, were they? Don't be silly.
We weren't nerfed.
Which army was nerfed the most?
I thought you meant in
Eldar, Custodes, Death Watch. What else was nerfed? Knights got hit quite bad.
Tyrannids weren't hit hard at all.
No, they've got a new codex.
No.
We'll talk about that in a minute. I've got it here.
Yeah. Look at that. That's good.
Let's start with this. Let's see what you think.
Everyone who plays Eldar is going to fucking cry now. Stop crying. No one cares. You've had your fun. You've won your 3 lots of tournaments. No one cares anymore.
Paul says Knights ? Yeah, I've just added Knights to the poll. So yeah, that's a nice little poll for everyone. Get you thinking on your toes. And while you're doing the polls, apparently everyone thinks Custodians got nerfed the most. No, they didn't. One
person does, because it's 100%, which is one person.
It's a YouTube poll.
Votes, 4 votes.
Oh, we got more votes. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. This is interesting.
So nobody thinks the answer is Eldar. That's interesting.
I like that. You think that Eldar? I think that's weird. They're saying that the army got nerfed most of Custodians, but actually, the Knights were more nerfed than the Custodians.
because of the obscuring rule.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Well, the thing is, now you're just going to see armies of 14 armigers running around again now, like in 9th edition. And to be honest, that's more frightening than facing 3 big ones and 3 little ones.
I hate facing little ones. I can beat them.
At least with a big one, I can just go everything kill that. And it's dead.
Yeah.
Especially with Oath for Moment. Oath for Moment, that one little one, I've killed it. Now, against everything else, I haven't got Oath for Moment.
Yeah. So that's interesting. 9 votes, which means 7 of you have voted for Custodians, which means basically 7 of you are fucking idiots. But
the thing is, they weren't nerfed.
They were, but they weren't.
Well, Devastating Wounds thing has nerfed them quite a bit without meaning to, because now their faction rule is pretty much meaningless.
Yeah.
So now you can go, I've got a Onslaught Gatling cannon. I've done loads of mortal wounds. It's just a Custodian dead. You can't shrug it anymore.
That's true. Yeah.
So
which is good.
And then all the psychic ranged attacks now do Devastating Wounds, not mortal wounds. Some of the abilities do mortal wounds, like Typhus's one. That's not a ranged attack. That's just pick a unit mortal wounds.
Okay. Yeah.
So lots of the Psyker's range attacks now don't do mortal wounds, which is interesting. But anyway, go on. You talk about Death Guard. I know everyone wants to listen about Death Guard.
Okay. Well, hang on. Wait. Before I go on to Death Guard for 10 minutes, can you just confirm in the chat over the next 30 seconds if you would like me to go on to Death Guard and have a conversation about Death Guard with you guys? Because obviously for me, it's why I'm here. But obviously for you guys, if you don't want Death Guard, then we will not touch Death Guard.
I will give you 7 minutes to talk about Death Guard.
That's almost long enough.
It's
While I'm waiting for those,
they can't have 10 shield guard. You can't have 10 shield guard. Custodies, oh well, have something else. The only thing they really did with Eldar was put points up. They are still strong, in my opinion.
They are.
Well, devastating wounds change has hit them a bit as well. You can't take out an entire unit of Marines now with one shot from a Wraith cannon. You can take out a Marine.
Yeah. So the killing power has changed a little bit on that.
Yes, and the obscuring rule will make Wraith Knights a lot worse as well. So they've been nerfed a lot in different ways, not just points. I don't think it's enough. I still think they're going to be very good. Because they're still very quick and able to play the mission very, very well. It's not they'll have to score more points over the course of the game rather than just, oh look, I've won after 3 turns. Now they win after 4 turns. But yeah, okay.
Okay, so Death Guard. Let's go Death Guard while we're waiting. Okay, got one more.
We got. Okay, seen Eldar didn't get nerfed at all. They were too cheap and far too powerful. Well, yes and yes. So they've been brought in line a bit more. Still silly strong though. I have an Eldar army and I don't play with it. Well, at least you've got one and you don't play with it. At least that's the right move. .co.uk, but I don't work for them.
You belong in a Zoopla.co.uk.
God.
Sorry, you can't do this.
Talk about NIDS. I will talk about NIDS in a minute as well. I've got their codex right here.
I've got beer bottles here. Sorry.
This isn't it, although it's got a turn on the back. Yeah, and it looks exactly like the 9th edition codex.
It does. It's like they've reused the same
codex.
They've
reused the same artwork. How lazy is that?
That's not very good. They've had all those new models and they use the same book.
Which is ironic because it's a faction which adapts and changes. Like,
adaptive
the cover didn't.
Yeah.
Except for a couple of things did change. 1, the book's smaller. And 2, I'm pretty sure the price went up.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that in a minute. So yeah, Death Guard, go. Someone says talk about Death Guard. I'll be deaf. You can be guard.
Okay, let's talk Death Guard. So what we do know from the new edition coming out, we knew that Death Guard got really hit. They really got hit hard. They really did. Before the update that just happened, we struggled as an army-wide. The only reason we had the stats we had were because we had a dedicated few players around the world who were very, very good Death Guard players, and they were getting to the high players at the high tables.
Shall I stroke your ego a bit more for you?
Yeah, there's a few of us. So there's only about 7 of us. Don't worry. And that's the reason we were getting decent ranks. Now, if those people had stopped playing and everyone just put it on the shelf, obviously, like any army, it's going to go down. So what happened was Death Guard had an update recently, as everybody knows. We had some new rules come in. We had some points drops. So let's go into that a little bit. Touching base, what happened? Basically, what happened was Games Workshop stopped fucking us in the ass. Okay, basically, that's what happened. What happened was Games Workshop said, sorry, Death Guard players, we appreciate what we did to you was actually carnage, and you didn't deserve it. We wanted to make it a fair game, but we made you fair game for everybody else to fuck. And that's what happened. So basically, we've put up our trousers. No longer getting spanked at the table.
You've even glued your fly up.
I even glued it on my fly. So what's happened? So point drops. Every single unit has virtually had.
Crimea River, I know. Tell me about it.
Every single unit in Death Guard's basically had a points drop. Whether it be 5 points, 20 points, 25 points, even Mortarian's gone to like 325 points. Massive, massive difference. This is purely because things like Poxwalkers that for cheap units make cultists and Poxwalkers are really good units.
Oh, every Death Guard list should have at least a unit of cultists and at least 2 or 3 blobs of Poxwalkers. Yeah. They are amazing for their points. How many turns did it take me to chew through 40 Poxwalkers in our last game? It's just ridiculous.
If you haven't seen it yet, go and watch the video. The last video we did was Death Guard versus
the nerfed Death Watch.
The nerfed Death Watch.
Yeah.
And it was a different game because the difference in points alone allowed me to have more models, which made chewing through me harder.
It was essentially the similar sort of list to what you had before. Except for you drop some Terminators, put in a character, a Land Raider, and more Poxwalkers.
Yeah, but the difference.
Well, you had a lot more firepower.
And
that's the main difference.
And then the second thing that I did was changing the rules because we had the new rules coming where you can pick one of 3 different abilities to have on top of your
-1 toughness contagion. Yeah. Now your contagion is more smelly.
Yeah. So
who'd have thought it?
We already make you.
As time goes on, Death Guard gets smellier. They really need to find a shower or something.
I think every single Death Guard model should be given at birth a pair of Adidas shoes to help them run a bit faster. A pair of Reeboks or something, because they're so slow. 4-inch movement. Do you know what? Do you know how hard it is to play with an army that gets you a third of the way down the board in 5 turns? You can't get, if you walk without advancing, 4 inches, 5 times is 20 inches. It's a 60-inch map. You can move the back to the third of the way through in a whole game.
Well, that's another thing that Land Raider gives you, having the points just to add one of them in your list. It gives you speed with your Terminators because you can move it, disembark, and then still charge. So they get a 13-inch move before their charge.
Yeah.
So you've almost trebled their movement before they charge, which is hilarious.
Some of the things that I wanted to see them change a little bit with their character abilities, things like the Plague Surgeon, things like the
Plague Surgeon's fine.
No. What I'm saying is Plague Surgeon's got great rules, and so is the Plague Caster, and so is the Tallyman, but you can only equip them to units of Plague Marines. They'd be better.
Well, because they're not Terminators.
The point being, if they had allowed you to add them into those units, you'd be able to create much more devastating options for squads.
I've just come up with an amazing idea. Right, your Rhinos have firing deck, right?
Yeah.
Get some Plague Marines.
Yeah.
In a Rhino, just 5, whatever. Right. Put them in a Rhino and attach to that unit a Plague Caster. Get another 5 Plague Marines. Attach to that unit a Blight Spawn. Put all of them in one Rhino. Shoot your Plague Caster and your Blight Spawn on top of the Rhino.
That's a thing. People have been doing that.
Well, they haven't, but they're going to now.
No. Before the update, Blight Spawn spamming out of Rhinos was a thing. People were taking Blight Spawns in Rhinos and just shooting them out, getting auto hits, and it was quite good. The only thing about the problem with Death Guard before the update was it remelted very, very quickly.
Are you Big Dave from my local chippy? People do call me Big Dave occasionally. I don't go to chippies very often. And I don't know where you are. So how do I know if I'm from your local chippy? I don't know.
I don't know. I think you should call him.
Figured out who I am yet. I imagine because of your name, you're someone who's always coming second, and you're really small because you're called Big One, Number 1.
No, I would say Josh, but then actually I don't think it is.
Anyway,
I think it's Archie.
Anyway, you carry on.
I think it's Archie. So
no, because Archie is it might be Archie. I don't know, maybe.
So yeah, I essentially Death Guards have this change with the new rules. You can stack. So now we don't have to take 1 contagion, we can take 2. The first one we have to take is pretty much going to be the -1 toughness because it's awesome.
Well, you have to take it.
Yeah. Now you can pick between 3 others. I'm not going to go into them too much because it's not.
Well, go on. Well, only 2 of them are good. There's only 2 worth talking about. The third one's a bit near.
Okay, I'll start with the third one. The third one is it basically reduces the OC value of each model by 1 to a maximum of down to 1. So
is it reduced to a minimum 1, or is it just reduce all OC by 1?
It's reduced all down to 1 to a minimum of 1. So you cannot.
Well, that's not even that good, then, is it?
No, you can't make it OC 0.
So it reduces leadership as well. But we all know Battleshock's rubbish. So who cares? So that one's rubbish. Don't bother picking that one. The other one is
the second one that I would look at taking would be. Actually, no, we'll go to the one I would like the most. The one I like the most is the one I took last time. This is the Rot one. The Rot one is absolutely phenomenal for Death Guard. It means when you get into contagion range of a unit, it doesn't matter what unit is on the board. If it's in contagion range of any other Death Guard unit.
Well, it's not just Death Guard units, it's just in contagion range. So
of
your units, if you have ways of putting it in contagion range, within range of your objectives, because Hellbrutes can get things into contagion range. Someone's just mentioned that. We'll go over that. So anything that was in contagion range, it reduced their weapon skill or ballistic skill characteristic. Not hit rolls, characteristics by 1. So it can stack with -1 a hit. So we thought it was quite funny. You could make Custodies hit on 4s. I just thought that was hilarious.
Yeah.
So that's a very, very good one. It essentially combats any army that wants to get up close and personal to Death Guard. Because it makes them more fragile. And what are you doing? Oh, you're getting out your new toy. That's far too shiny to be Death Guard.
I know, I haven't done the dirty stuff on it yet. I've just made it look a bit...
So it's almost like a Potswalker would slide off of it.
It's very greasy. Yeah, that's quite nice.
Yeah.
That's my toy. So Death Guard have basically come along. I haven't finished this one yet, guys. It's not finished.
It's far too shiny. He needs to vomit on it a bit, I think.
Yeah, I don't paint the bottoms. I'm a cheat.
Have you not?
No, I'm a cheat. I save my money on paint. Death Guard made cuts about a year ago, making their pot paints a little bit smaller. So I was like, well, I'm going to cut costs on my models, and I won't paint the fucking bottoms.
Oh, you even glued the ramp shut?
Yeah, I didn't like the ramp opening. It was really upsetting me. Everything else moves like that, up and down. that.
Why did you put the Imperium side of that door on?
Because I forgot and I glued it and I couldn't take it off.
Well, just greasing it up a bit.
I'm gonna chop it up. So anyway, so that second one that I've been using,
Clean Death Guard, yeah.
it's great. So the way I've been using it is essentially the Death Guard ability to walk up to a unit that's in contagion range, and it makes that unit -1 strength, -1 toughness, obviously already, -1 to hit. That's really important. And if I'm not mistaken, isn't it -1 to wound? Is it just to hit?
And so the whole contagion thing reduces their weapon skill and ballistic skill by 1.
That's it, yeah.
And then you can stack that with Cloud of Flies or Smoke Screen.
Oh, it's ridiculous. Custodes.
If Custodes are near you, they're going to hit you on 4s.
That's brilliant, isn't it?
Or Guard would be hitting you on 6s.
I mean, it's so good.
But if Guard have got half a brain, they're going to keep their distance and shoot the crap out of you anyway.
Hopefully, Death Guard being resilient, we should be able to take it. That's why having loads of units of poxwalkers.
You're not resilient though. There's just more of it to kill. Guard have not got a problem killing hordes. They have loads of blast weapons.
But now we can have 3 units of. For instance, we've got the guy. What's he called? The Chaos Sorcerer and Terminator armor. Now he's got Death Guard keyword. Now he's only 70 points or 75 points a model.
Yeah, he even dropped in points
for 1 model. Deep Strike. With awesome weapon profiling, amazing weapon profile. Have 3 of them, stick them in Deep Strike, go bomb, bomb, bomb. You've now contagioned up whack of his army on turn 2. You're going to be using your other army to hit on 2s, winning on 2s. Or
well, no, because in turn 2, the contagion range is going to give you 6 inches. And the contagion range only ever goes up to 9 inches. And if he deep strikes, he has to be more than 9 inches away. So you can't deep strike down and put someone in contagion range.
That's a very good point.
But they're still very, very good for their points.
They're brilliant.
Anyway, so there's the reduced ballistic skill and weapon skill characteristic one, which is hilarious against any army that wants to get close to you or in combat with you, which obviously Custodians like, or short range shooting armies. And
that's what we need. Stealth walkers.
Death Guard stealth walkers.
Poxwalkers that can do stealth movement. They just pop up in the middle of a battlefield.
Nurglings.
Because that's what they are, Nurglings. Yeah, go for Nurglings, people. 35 points.
Nurglings,
brilliant. Seriously though, I am going to get.
If you want some Nurglings, go on Element Games. Use the link below and get discount. And then what's the other one? Reduce their armor save or something by 1, which again is very, very good against anything unless it's got invulnerable saves. Because if it's got invulnerable saves, it's not going to make much difference. But against one for Death Guard or Space Marines or
everything else,
any army that hasn't got loads of invulnerable saves in it, reducing their armor save is very, very good.
It is, but if you the one that complements Death Guard the most is going to be the rock one, I forgot what it's called.
Oh yeah, of course, because as Death Guard you want to get stuck in anyway.
Yeah, we want to get straight into the field. We want to go take the objectives, get them to contagion range, start hitting better, get your toughness down, and then bonus that because of it.
So basically, you want speedy Death Guard to spread as much contagion as quickly as possible, or as Alfie Day mentioned here, take a Hellbrute, because even they dropped in points. You can just get one of those, shoot something from distance. Let's say you're giving it a las cannon, or let's say you've got 1 shot, you're putting this. Take a plasma cannon, D3 shots. You might stand a chance of hitting something. Then, if you hit it, you stick it in contagion range. That's nice, isn't it?
Okay, wait, whoa. Minus Spooky Ghost in the chat.
Spooky Ghost.
It's called Dan.
Yeah, no, he was there earlier. This is an interesting tactic, Andy. You use a Hellbrute, put something in contagion range, and use the contagion to minus saves, and then combine that with a Lord of Virulence, Blasters, and Plague Burst Crawlers. So you can ignore cover with your blast weapons, and at the same time get an additional extra AP because you're reducing their saves.
It's a shame, but
the problem is, you see, the Hellbrute has to see its target to shoot it. The Plague Burst Mortars don't. So
yeah, that's it. I just don't like Hellbrutes. People ask all the time now.
Hellbrutes are surely flying off the shelf right now. Well, for Chaos Space Marines, yes.
Not for Death Guard. Not for Death Guard.
I think you'll start seeing one in every list.
You'll see more of them out there. I'm definitely in tournaments. You're going to see more in there, but they're just not quite up to the cut yet.
Well, no, they're fine.
And he's right. The Hellbrute model is awful. It really is a disgusting. The thing is, right, I'm going to tell you people something, right? I love Death Guard. They are mechanically the best army out there. They're easy to play.
No, AdMech are the mechanically best army.
Death Guard are amazing. I played them at the beginning because they were easy. I could make mistakes and I could not get hit so hard for it. 10th edition is a bit difficult for new players. They're not as forgiving as they used to be.
No, they die to a
they
stiff breeze
now.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So now I have to tell you something, guys. I don't particularly like the look of Death Guard. Death Guard doesn't like Death Guard. I don't like that they've got bloated things sticking out and pus and horns and gnarly bones. I don't like that. I prefer the look of clean cut models like Tau. I love the look of Tau. I love the look of Ultramarines.
Don't say that.
And the
Paul's going to
Knights.
love that.
No, but I do. And the Knights, they look cool. They make you want to collect the models. But they're so fucking boring, Dave. Who wants to play Custodes? They're boring. And the Marines are boring. It's the same game every single game.
What it is, everybody, is he can't paint for shit. So he picks an army that no matter what he does to it, it looks like it should look. Because Death Guard, you could be the worst painter in the world, and they would still look like Death Guard.
It's true. It's true. I have a really, really poorly painted army.
That's the truth. He's telling himself this lie to get away with it. No, that's the truth.
Yes, Ray.
So Hellbrutes are good, but I think their problem is they have to see their target to shoot it to get it in contagion range. That's not a massive problem, but still, you've got to do it. Plague Burst mortars are what do the most work for Death Guard anyway. They don't need to see things. And Hellbrutes aren't resilient. They're toughness 9 with 8 wounds.
Flop.
You can just one-shot it with a couple of las cannons.
Yeah.
It's just dead.
And the range, again, the range is
okay. You can cloud of flies it. It's still going to die.
Yeah, both of the moment being a thing now. There's no way of protecting
or Abaddon rerolls
even Mortarion. Even Mortarion, my most resilient unit.
Although, I mean, I'm not sure it works so much with Death Guard, but with my Chaos Marines, I use the Hellbrute, because it gives everything lethal and sustained hits for dark packs. It's hilarious. The funny thing is, I don't need my Hellbrute to shoot anything, so I just walk it behind my Land Raider, hiding behind my Land Raider because it's smaller than my Land Raider because I can't get shot at. Difference is, if you want your Hellbrute to come out to shoot something that's spread contagion range, it's going to get shot back
afterwards.
So you'd get the effect of it for 1 turn, maybe 2 if you're lucky.
Then you've got to start taking 2 or 3 and then points.
But I guess then they're shooting your Hellbrute and not something else. So
but then
I don't know.
I don't
but
know.
what would you take out your list to put in a Hellbrute?
Nothing now.
You're not going to take out your Land Raider.
No.
You're not going to take out Mortarion.
You're
not going to take out your 3 crawlers.
You could take out a tank, but if you can take out 1, you take out all 3. If you take out all 3, you can take out Mortarion because
and Lord of Virulence.
And
then you rebuild your entire list.
You have to rebuild the entire list.
Yeah.
So there's no point taking at this stage.
Yeah.
There's no point
anyway, right. We've got some more 2 Rogal Dawns or more smaller tanks. How about 1 Rogal Dawn and 3 battle tanks and 3 Chimeras and 3 Sentinels? That's in my list. I'm even considering having a Baneblade because Baneblade.
No. If you're gonna say a bit, you have to start Jeremy
Clarkson. Baneblade.
No, you have to start Jeremy Clarkson. A Baneblade.
But anyway, the hilarious thing about Baneblades is anything behind them gets the benefit of cover. So you can drive a Baneblade down the middle of the board, drive your Rogal Dawn behind it. It's going to get the benefit of cover because it's behind your Baneblade.
Sounds like Orc Mischief.
So yeah, all guard tanks are very good. Basically, even the Hellhounds are actually really good at the moment. They can make the rest of your army ignore cover against the target. Even they've got a 2-up save. So
hello, Jimmy.
Any guard tank is a good tank. The more tanks, the better, because you've got more mobile firepower. If you've only got a few tanks, you've got to maneuver to see what you're shooting at.
Yep.
And don't forget artillery. Basilisk and Manticores are very good.
Whirlwinds.
Well, Whirlwind's a Space Marine, but sure.
Yeah.
Evening peeps, evening Jimmy.
Hello, Jimmy.
Clean Death Guard, yeah. Chaos Lord gets contagion range boost. Right, Jinx.
I don't think he does.
I don't know. You never use one because you don't.
Oh
like
no, I don't use a Chaos Lord. I use a Chaos Sorcerer. Sorry, no, I wouldn't know. I don't use one.
But yeah, I mean, what does give contagion range boosts? I think are the Plague Marine Icon Bearers.
Yeah, they're good actually. They are good.
You haven't got one, but if you ever want one, you can borrow mine.
I've got 2.
Oh, have you?
I've got 2 Icon Bearers. I just never used them because in 9th and 10th they've been crap up until now.
Yeah.
So I never shelved them. So
I have 2 of the old Nurgle Forge World Dreads, so I've got a good start. Yeah, okay. I mean, if you've got Death Guard Dreadnoughts or Hellbrutes, by all means that they're more useful now than they were before. But I still think with Death Guard, you want the demon engines, you want the crawlers, the haulers, the drones, because they've all got an invulnerable save. Hellbrutes don't have an invulnerable save. It's just going to get blown up.
Thomas, yes.
Who's Thomas?
Oh, hang on, sorry. We'll go a bit, sorry. So I have 2 of the old Nurgle Forge World Dreads.
Yeah, I've just read that one.
Yeah.
What's wrong with Ultramarines? Would you like a list?
We haven't got enough time.
they look very nice, and to be fair, Uriel Venturers and Guilliman are actually very good in 10th now.
Yeah.
The rules wise, they're very nice. They're very fine. But it's a bit like Magnolia paint. It's fine, right? But it's just a bit boring.
Lifting the veil. Yes, I am, because ultimately I love the Death Guard, but I do prefer the old colours, which goes on to what Thomas just said about the colour. I much prefer the original colour of
the beige ones.
The Death
The
Guard.
Magnolia ones.
The Magnolia Death Guard,
Yeah.
the really nice cream looking. I said to Dave, if I was going to do Death Guard now, knowing what I know now, is I'd go and buy Ultramarines or Space Marines and have them looking proper neat Death Guard, but I wouldn't play them. I would play them as Death Guard, but I'd call them the.
No, what you do is you'd play them
Raiders.
as Space Marines, but they look like Death Guard because you'll play them as Space Marines because Death Guard aren't very good.
No, I'd have them as Death Guard.
Oh,
I'd have them
okay,
as Death
right.
Guard because they used to be called the Dusk Raiders, and the Dusk Raiders were awesome. Their color scheme was really cool as well. It's not quite that, but it's a cool color scheme. But they used to look like Marines, but putting them in their white armor just looked really cool.
Yeah.
Mortarion is a massive. Yes,
Yes, he
Mortarion
is.
Like, although having 16 wounds, he can now be hidden. That's massive for Mortarion because he never used to.
Well, he's not
get
towering, is
shot
it?
the fuck out of.
In Tempest, the whole towering thing.
He's not a
but
towering
he's not
unit.
towering. But towering can be hidden behind ruins now anyway. So that's neither here or there. But he's think of Mortarion like this. He's what 60 more points than a Land Raider.
325 points exactly.
So about
A
60.
Land
So about 60 more points than a Land Raider.
65, 85 because the Land Raider is 240 points for me.
Or whatever. Right, slightly more than a Land Raider, except he's got exactly the same stat profile, except for he's got a 4+ model save and a 5-up shrug. Okay.
Yes.
Is he killy? No, not by a long shot. Is he quick? No, not by a long shot, because fly now is rubbish. But what he does is buff everything else around him to the max.
I disagree.
Why?
He might not have as many attacks and not as high damage, but he is killy to an extent.
He can wipe out one big thing if he's lucky.
If he's lucky. He can't one-shot a tank.
Can he reliably walk up to 5 Marines and kill them?
No.
No, because he's only got 5 attacks.
Hitting on 2s, which means you always get a 1 and then reroll it into a 1, naturally.
Of course. I mean, you're going to win on 2s rerolling 1, but yeah, like he's good at killing hordes, but not elite infantry.
Yes.
He's better at buffing all your crawlers, making them ignore the -1 to hit modifiers, and obviously if they get bracketed, ignoring all the -1 to hit modifiers, and the reducing damage. Anything near him doesn't care about that. If you got armor contempt, anything near him doesn't care about that because it ignores any modifiers to rolls and characteristics. And he makes everything around him reroll win rolls of 1 because that's clearly the one you're going to pick because it's the best one.
He's a buffer
So
now.
he's a buffing character who walks around. He walks the dogs essentially. He comes, come on, Plague Burst crawlers, come with me. We're going to go around the board and kill everything. He doesn't. Really
That is definitely Archie. Sorry, that is Archie because he keeps talking custodes. Every time I see him, it's custodes.
You know who is good at killing elite infantry? Trojan. Okay. Abaddon.
Archie,
I
we
say
know
no
you
more.
love custodes. The thing is,
Bingo.
They're
Oh,
not
no,
very
he's still
good.
saying he's called Bingo.
it is. Oh yeah, it's bingo. That's right. Yeah. So poll-wise, guys, very quickly, we're gonna.
Apparently, people think the Custodes were the most nerfed out of those 4, which I thought was interesting.
17 votes, of which nearly half of you
okay.
said custodes,
Okay.
which means half.
Well,
of
we
them
know
were wrong.
one of those votes was Archie. So
Well, it just means that nearly half of them are wrong.
well, it means that most of them are wrong. Death Watch had a 50% win rate and got nerfed for no reason. Just putting that out
No,
there.
Knights got nerfed
Eldar
hardest.
needed to be nerfed.
Yeah.
Knights needed to be nerfed a little bit. Custodes needed to be nerfed a little bit.
The
Death
most
Watch
was
got nerfed for
Knights.
no reason.
Knights got nerfed the most. I'm sorry.
Well, no, because
I didn't even play. I didn't even like
Knights are
but-
still going to be very good. You're not going to see big Knights. You're going to see little Knights. Ultramarine Jack of all trades, master of none. Story of my life. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Ultramarines. What else were we going to chat? Oh, someone wants to talk about Tyranids, didn't they? Let's talk about Tyranids very, very quickly.
I'm going to do a poll. You talk to Dave while I start a poll.
I haven't got a poll.
I'm going to do a poll. Dance.
Anyway, Tyranids. I'm going to have a game with these on. Who am I playing? Tomorrow. Saturday. Tomorrow I'm playing a game with the new Tyranids. There's not a massive amount to say about the new Tyranids. The data sheets themselves haven't changed much. There's been a few points drops here and there and a few little points hikes. Nothing major has changed in terms of the data sheet. So all we've really gained by spending a lot of money on a thin book with the same cover. Pass me some salt.
It's my birthday. Gonna party like it's my birthday. Hey, I shouldn't drink beer when I'm on the channel.
No, you're a bit desperado.
Ooh.
The only benefit we've got...
You should have said no. You desperado don't drink beer on the channel. Desperado don't get it. Desperado don't. No, okay, all right, shut up. I'll go back to my poll.
I've got to put up with him all night because we're going to play. Because after this we're going to do Black Legion Death Guard take 2, The Take 1 was done before the update, and that went out for members this week. I'm not going to put it out to the wider public because it's out of date. There's no point. And it was a very quick game, wasn't it, Andy? So we're going to do that with the new update and see if you last more than 3 turns, basically. But yeah, so Tyranids, you be quiet. We'll talk about Tyranids.
Yes.
Someone asked me to speak about Tyranids. So what we've gained essentially is all the new detachments. We've still got the invasion fleet. Is it invasion? It's called the invasion fleet, isn't it? The standard index one, where you can get lethal hits or sustained hits and things. We've still got that one. That hasn't changed one bit. But we've got a few other detachments. Some are fun and some are good. Basically, is the way to put it. So yes, we've still got the invasion fleet. Crusher Stampede is fun and good if you like lots of big monsters. If they get, if they take wounds, you get +1 a hit. If you take more wounds, you get +1 a wound as well, which is nice. So Crusher Stampede is very good. Got some good strats there as well and some good enhancements. Crusher Stampede is if you like knights and you like playing a simple game of 40k, run Crusher Stampede and just have like 12 monsters running around. That's fun. Unending Swarm is when you have loads of Hormagaunts, Termagants, Gargoyles, tiny things like that running around. Where have you gone? He obviously doesn't like me talking about Tyranids. He's just buggering off. Get it? Bugs hurt. Unending Swarm. So yes, that's little bugs running around. If you like having 100 little bugs on the table, you can run that. Is it competitive? Probably not. It's going to take too long to do your movement phase. But it'll be fun if you like playing loads of little bugs. The Assimilation Swarm is about harvest units and and regenerating wounds and things. Essentially, if you like an army that likes regenerating wounds and things, just play Necrons. It's better. Vanguard Onslaught, that's the one everyone's raving about on the internet and breaking about it. And that's when you have loads of Gene Stealers and Lictors and Neurolictors and Deep Striking Hive Tyrants and loads of things that can infiltrate, scout move. Basically, if you want to get into your opponent's face turn 1 and smash into pieces as quickly as possible, take Vanguard Onslaught. It's very, very good. But if you're afraid of facing the Vanguard Onslaught Tyranids in a game, and you're a Space Marine player, or even actually you're a Chaos player, just take some units in units which can infiltrate or forward deploy, and then you essentially block their scout moves with your infiltrators. So take infiltrators. If you're a Chaos player, take some Nurglings. If you're, just take anything that can forward deploy, and then just put them. Doesn't matter where they go. Just spread them out as much as possible across the middle of the board, and they go, "Oh, I've got my Gene Stealer scout move now. Oh, I've still got me 9 inches away from you." You're stopping them from hitting you turn 1 with all these Gene Stealers.
Those fucking Gene Stealers with their fucking thieving antics.
I know.
If you go onto something called Instagram, or no, it's on YouTube. It's on your Instagram.
It's in my shorts. Yeah,
it's on his Instagram.
Not my trousers, my shorts.
Yeah, because you don't have any trousers because they keep stealing them.
Yeah, well, I'm wearing jeans today.
Oh yeah, so am I.
But yeah, I've got a funny video about Gene Stealers in my shorts.
It's true.
Gene Stealers in my shorts. I know that's a clip to take anyway.
How much you got to drink?
I'm only drinking squash. But yeah, so Vanguard Onslaught was all about alpha striking and being sneaky with lictors and things like that. So if someone doesn't know what to do against it, then you can really smash someone.
Smash someone?
Yeah. Because you could have 30 Gene Stealers, each with 1 Broodlord, loads of lictors, and
the combo. Sorry,
you can just full on wreck someone turn 1. So basically, if you're playing competitively, or if you're playing Tyranids in a casual game, just take at least 1 unit that can infiltrate, just to deny some of this alpha strike nonsense.
Dave likes wrecking in turn 1.
But the one I like the most, be quiet.
Not just on the tabletop. He goes upstairs and rolls a 5 up and he wrecks it. I'm sorry. I'm on my 3rd beer now. It's going to become time to get
quiet. You. The detachment I like the most is Synaptic Nexus, which is all about synapse and getting things buffed near synapse creatures, which is how Tyranids should work anyway, right? And if you're playing Tyranids right, you want to be in synapse range anyway, so then you get your 3d6 for your battle shock, and most of your strats are better anyway.
Everyone's got better.
But essentially, the Synaptic Nexus is kind of like playing Tyranids as it was back in 9th edition, where you had the Synaptic Imperatives. Do you remember those?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
So this one you get free.
I remember winning in 9th edition against Tyranids a whole lot as well. Then 10th happened. Oh no, it's 8th. Was it 9th?
No, not when the 9th edition Tyranids Codex dropped.
Oh, before your Codex came out in 9th, I won every game. Death Guard Tyranids, easy. Won every single one, minus 1 or 2 games. Then you had a Codex, and I could never beat Codex like Tyranids anywhere.
Yeah.
They were just unanimously brilliant army.
The Smite train, all aboard the Smite train, wasn't it? It was hilarious. But yeah, so Synaptic Nexus is like 9th edition with the imperative. So you get 3 to choose one. One, you can have an army-wide 5-up invulnerable save if you're in Synapse range, which you will be, because you'll be in Synapse range. The other one, you can get 1+1 to advance and charge rolls for your army, entire army wide if you're in Synapse range. It's great. And the other one is +1 hit in combat if you're in Synapse range. So, and they're essentially like tactical doctrines for those Ultramarines players. You can only pick one once, and it lasts an entire battle round, but there is a stratagem you can use to manipulate and put a unit back into one every turn. So you can have a unit getting a 5+ invulnerable save every turn if it doesn't already. So you can have, I don't know, your Tyrannifex sitting at the back in Synapse range, and every turn just go, yeah, I'm going to give it a 5+ invulnerable save. You can have, or you can give it to your Exocrine or your Trigon, or what else would be really good with an invulnerable save on it? I don't know, a block of Tyranid warriors. So that's really nice. And some of the one of the 2 enhancements that are very, very good. I'm going to talk about this attachment more because it's just simply the best. Simply the best.
Yes,
there's one enhancement you can give to a character. It's got to be Synapse, obviously. You get to get -1 damage. And the half time walking around with -1 damage.
I don't talk about the -1 damage, Dave. We don't talk about -1 damage, Dave.
And that's just 20 points to give a hive turret -1 damage.
Do you know what used to have -1 damage? Death Guard!
Dreadnoughts. And then there's another one called Psychostatic Disruption. So you put this onto one of your units as an enhancement. It's a bit more expensive than some of your other ones, but it gives you a 12-inch denied deep strike bubble, which is massive. Right. Yeah. The only thing that's 12. The only thing that's 12.
It's the fact is that it's massive after. It's like, yes, that's time as well.
The only thing that's 12 inches for you, Andy, is the movement on your Rhino.
Yeah.
So that's a really good one. So you can have, I don't know, some little character sitting at the back on your home objective just with that, and say, yeah, you want to deep strike in, you're not going to come anywhere near me. And once per game, you can roll a dice, and on a 4-up, you stop an enemy strategic reserve unit from coming in. So that's quite a nice little thing, just to annoy people's deep striking and stuff. Some of the stratagems are really cool as well. You can have one to give you rerolls to hits and wounds of 1. You can have one to enable a unit to fall back, shoot, and charge. Oh, that could be fun, wouldn't it? You can throw your unit of Carnifexes into something, or let's say someone throws 20 Poxwalkers at a Swarm Lord to bog down the Swarm Lord. Right, I can just go, oh, CP, he'll fall back, shoot, and then charge something else. So I think that in itself is just an amazing strat.
At the end of the day, I'm going to put it out there. When it comes to stratagems, every single stratagem is amazing because Death Guard have 6, and apart from probably one of them, they're diabolical.
Death Guard strats are terrible.
They're shit. It's like
Do you want to know the funniest thing? The best Nurgle strat in the game is the Chaos Space Marine.
Space Marine that I can't access because I'm not a Chaos Space Marine. I'm a fucking Death Guard smith.
Yeah. We're going to hang around here for about another 10 minutes. Another good strat for the Synaptic Nexus is you can give a Tyranids unit Armor of Contempt. How hilarious is that? So that's fun. If you've got any more Tyranid questions, feel free to throw them at me. What else have we got here? Go, Andy, go. Crickets. Who's saying crickets? Dad jokes all night.
Because I was doing something silly, probably, and they were like,
oh, yeah. Dad jokes all night. Yeah, we're going to be
How's the poll doing? I did the poll.
Oh, did you?
I did.
Who would you like 1v1 on the table? You know why more people have selected you, though, don't they? Because they think they've got more of a chance of winning.
No, I think. Okay, why would you
or maybe just because they'd rather have fun than actually have a good game, because you'll just make them laugh the entire time.
Here's a question for you. Put down in the comments why you'd rather play.
I like this one. You'd learn a lot more playing against Dave. Yes, you'd probably learn how to lose. No, you'll learn a lot more tactical insights.
Guys, Dave taught me everything. Like, the only reason I go to tournaments and play well, the only reason I go to tournaments and do any good is because he taught me everything I know. So,
but I didn't tell you. Haven't taught you. I think I know. That's the difference. That 4-up roll to bring them back after they die is annoying. Oh, is that for the swarm detachment? Yeah.
Is 3 units of guardsmen enough for a guard army?
Is 3 units? Okay, so right. I love guard. Right. If you don't like infantry and you're running guard and you want 3 units of guardsmen, fine. Put all of them in chimeras. If you have 30 guardsmen running around on foot, they'll be dead in a turn. don't even bother.
Not like Proximate.
So my guard list has 3 units of guardsmen, all in chimeras, with lascans, shooting lascans out the top of chimeras. And then I've got a 20-man blob with mortars and a command squad with a mortar on my home objective. And they just sit there. Like, if you don't like infantry, that's fine. What? Oh dear. Right. Anyway.
Hey, it turns out I can say it now. My partner's watching on the YouTube at the moment. So, hey, partner.
I'm watching. I know you mean someone else.
Oh, dear.
So with guard, if you don't like that much guardsmen, fine, but put them in a transport or they're just dead. Because Andy's drunk. Yeah, he probably is. Drunk Andy, easy win. See, they're saying they want to play you.
You don't want to play me because you want to meet me. You want to play me because you think you can beat me because I'm drunk. This is like, guys.
They think they can
I've
beat
only
you.
had 2 and a bit.
They think you can beat you, Andy, and I'm going to tell you why. It's because you played Death Guard.
Yeah, it's true. My army's so bad.
Because last time I played Andy, I lost planning on fixing that. Oh, is that because last time you played me, Big One, number 1, you lost to my Death Watch, which got nerfed, and I couldn't use half my strats. Yeah, nice. How are you getting las cannons on guardsmen? Infantry squads. You get heavy weapons team per 10 men.
Yeah.
And then you put that 10-man unit in a Chimera, and then you can shoot the las cannon out the firing deck in the Chimera. And you've got Chimeras running around with multi lasers, heavy bolters, 12 las gun shots in rapid fire range, and a las cannon. So that's fun. Any more questions? Anyone else to mention? Oh, the number of people wanting to play me has gone up. That's nice, isn't it? Not surprised.
Seven people. So it means 4 want to play you.
4 and 3 probably. 4 and 3 split.
Yeah. Going to LGT. So I am going to the LGT in a couple of weeks. Yeah.
Are you really?
I am. I put my ticket. Yeah, I'm going.
Well, good luck with that.
I am. It's the big one.
Are you going to ask for a refund if I smash you tight with my Black Legion?
I'll unbook my ticket. No, I'm not 100% going. I've if there's tickets available, because I had a ticket and I got a refund earlier in the year, but they did say that there'd be a ticket available. So if there is one available, I'm gonna go. If there's none there, I won't. But I am going to November.
You can't go if there is no tickets.
No, but in November, I'm going to America for 2 weeks.
Celebrate, everybody!
And in that 2 weeks, I'll be taking my Death Guard with me. And I will be smashing.
I hope you store them well on the journey. Knowing you, just shove them in a backpack and put them in your hand luggage, won't you?
No, I'll put them in a black bag and have them dangling from the back of the plane.
Well, at least they'll still turn up looking like Death
Guard. Yeah. So I'm going to take my Death Guard along for the trip. Just 2,000 points, my army list, and I'm going to take that list over to America with me. I'm headed over to a tournament in New York in November, and it's a pretty big one. There's a few hundred people going, so I'll hope all of the UK players are going to be
take an apple with you.
Me, and be sure to send me your good luck vibes, because us UK guys, we've got something to prove against them fucking Yanks. At least when I go and fight in America, I won't kill half my own guys in friendly fire, because
well, no,
there's a thing about Americans doing that to us, isn't there?
You won't have any friendly fire because your Lord of Virulence will be telling the mortars where to shoot.
No, I resent that. I thought what you were going to say was you won't get any friendly fire because you got any friends. That's what I thought you were going to say.
Well, Dave, you ever planning on getting the Golden Boys? No, Archie, I'll just play yours on the channel whenever you want, and then that's fine. I don't want Golden Custodies. Why would I want Custodies when I got Death Watch? Death Watch is so much better than Custodies. Good luck, Andy. Don't drink before before his game tonight, because that's going to end badly.
I don't drink alcohol. I actually just swish it around in my mouth and it evaporates in Death Guard. I've got a very high tolerance, and you don't know nothing about nothing. So.
Oh dear. But anyway, yes. So we're going to get going in a minute. If you've got any more questions, feel free to put them in the chat and we'll answer them.
I don't know. I think it's been climbing quite nicely. I don't know if you should.
I know. Well, yeah. I mean, maybe 10 more minutes or so, because we've got to start setting up for our game later. So yes. So later on today, we're going to do Black Legion, Death Guard. I'll talk very quickly about Chaos Space Marines.
Ray's an American. Ray. First of all, I'm so sorry that you're an American. I'm so sorry. I mean, you've got Biden, you've got. I'm not doing politics. But you have got Biden and Trump and the rest of the thing with the thing, and I'm so sorry. But the thing is, if Americans can just keep their wars on the tabletop, everything would be so much better out there. Like, it would just be so. It's true. America. I love America. My dad's an American, so he's got residency, and my stepmom's American, so. I love America. I think America's great. But America's just like the French. Okay, France is amazing. France is a beautiful country. France is gorgeous. The only thing that ruins France are the French people. So when you go,
I can't disagree with this statement.
so when you go to America, for the most part, America is amazing. But then you go to some parts, so you like the deep south, where you're gonna get crocodile eaters, and
You're gonna get people drinking a lot like that.
they're called what are they
Rednecks.
called? Rednecks. That's it. Rednecks.
You got a redneck at the moment. Anyway, no.
So, America's great. So
New York's very nice. Been there a few times.
yeah,
Very nice,
yeah. You go there to work, don't you?
Yeah, I do
So
sometimes,
we
yeah.
go, my
Yeah.
dad's not far from
I
us.
didn't take my 40k with me though, because I wouldn't have had time to go to a tournament and just win it, obviously, because I would. But no.
Definitely do more of his live stream.
Bring the win for the UK, Andy. I'm sure he'll try, but he probably won't succeed. Definitely do more of these live streams. Yeah, we might do occasionally.
We've said about doing more live stuff. So
what are good characters for a guard army? Well, although I hate the model, Lord Solar, what's his face on the mechanical horse is really good because you use him to order your tanks, nothing else, because that's what you want. Good character. I mean, Strachan's really, really good if you want to run Catachan and Jungle Fighters and get stuck in combat. But to be honest, the best guard character, if you like your tanks, is the Tech Priest. I wouldn't bother with a tank.
I'm doing a selfie for the thing. People don't. I'm not just getting close to Dave because I love him. Although
I pressed the button already. Oh my god!
You look great. Oh, it didn't take. It went.
Oh my god!
There you go.
So guard characters definitely take a Tech Priest if you like your tanks. Sly Marbo, someone just mentioned what about Sly? Again, he's really, really good, but he can be a nuisance. He can be annoying. But yeah, I mean, guard characters aren't what you can expect to run around killing things. They're just things to buff up the other things that you've got. So it depends what you've got in your list, what character you want, really. If you've got loads of tanks, take Lord Solar. Tank commanders have dropped in points a bit, so maybe they are worth it now. What other characters have I got in mind? I've just got a command squad just to sit in a blob at the back with mortars. Just essentially to give my 20-man blob a 6-up feeling pain with a medipack.
Just keep talking. Don't read anything. Don't read anything. Don't read anything. You're not allowed to read.
No, I was going to read the next question. I've already seen the thing that you're on about. I'm sorry as well. I completely agree. Really? Oh, about the American comments. Yeah. Really enjoyed the stream. Cheers, guys. Oh, cheers, Tom. Totally agree with the France part, Andy. Beer hammer. Yeah, we do beer hammer occasionally. It normally ends one way. Him getting drunk and losing. What about Sly? Yeah, I've mentioned Sly. And Paul has asked a question. I think Andy's just turned up with your answer.
Na 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 na. No, 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 no. I can't see. It's a bit short.
He's a Stegosaurus. But you can ride that on back there.
Ah. What's a dinosaurs? There you go, guys. And yes, tonight's film will include dinosaurs in the making of. Guys, I need help. The dinosaur thing that I do is very, very unique, and everybody knows a HD40k bat rep at the beginning because usually within the first 3 minutes there's a no. So my missus is watching this and she's thinking, "What the fuck?" She is. She's sending me in this game. I don't understand what you're doing.
So, to be honest, Andy, I don't have a clue what we're doing either.
No. So the question is, what should we go on to next? Because soon, very soon, no. Welcome to Jurassic Park. It's going to get old, and you guys are going to want something new.
Well, no, it's not going to get old, Andy. It's going to become extinct.
So what should we get on to next? What is the next HD40k mascot per videos? Because it's going to be something like film based that everybody's going to be able to reference.
I've got some Toy Story teddies.
I do love Toy Story.
We can have Buzz. We can have Woody. Got any Star Wars toys? I've got a few Star Wars things now and there. I mean, if you look behind me, I've got loads of Marvel and Star Wars heads and things. So we could do something with the Lego blockheads.
New Hope theme could be quite funny.
Yeah, it'll give him hope at the start of the game.
A New Hope.
There's
no hope.
Thanks for the stream, guys. Hope the video is up tomorrow. Probably not tomorrow. No, I've got a very busy weekend, actually. Got a game tonight, got a game tomorrow. I'm also decorating a room. So it'll probably be next Thursday. There'll probably be 2 games up next Thursday, one for members and one for everyone. I'll probably put the Tyranid one up first, to be honest, just because it's new, it's Tyranids. And we had Death Guard last week.
No, it doesn't have that ring to it. Sorry, I tried it.
Next Thursday, there will probably be a Tyranids and Leads of Votan game, which will be interesting because Votan have had lots of buffs in the latest data slate. Points decreases, improve their judgment tokeny thing. So new Tyranids versus Votan could be interesting. And then the week after that, it'll be Black Legion smashing Death Guardian, not 3 turns, but 4 turns because there's more of you to kill.
I don't know about that.
But Chaos Space Marines, I'll very quickly talk about Chaos Space Marines because that's the other army that we've got and I haven't really talked about much. Interesting point changes. I think they're all expected, to be fair. Funny enough, everyone, Abaddon, Forge Fiend, and Obliterators all went up in points. But it's fine because nearly everything else went down. Land Raiders went down, Rhinos went down, Chosen went down. What else went down? Plague Marines, which I can use because they dropped a lot. Hellbrutes even went down, even though they're amazing for Chaos, unlike Death Guard. So my tournament winning list, which I beat Andy with in the final of the RTT,
I was winning the whole tournament until you came up against me. If you'd have picked anybody else, I'd have won that tournament.
And then I smashed you in 3 turns.
But if you'd have played anybody else and I'd have played anybody else, I would have won that tournament.
Yeah,
but you know what?
I don't mind Dave winning.
Do you know why I don't mind Dave winning? Because he deserved the win. He bought a fucking brilliant army. And
it was a very killy army.
Very killy army. Very good army.
So essentially that list that I used, and I think is in the video that went up yesterday for members only. The only thing that changed was I was literally 5 points over. I had to find 5 points somewhere. So I dropped the Forge Fiend and put in 2 Obliterators, which I'm sure he'll be happy to know.
I hate Obliterators.
They obliterate everything. So Chaos Marines, I still think are in a very, very good spot. What's the other army we got? Oh, Guard. Yeah, Guard had lots of points dropped for all their tanks, which was definitely needed. So my Guard list has got more tanks in it, so that's fun. And then Necrons. We haven't talked about Necrons. Not much change for Necrons. They're a few points up, a few points down, but not much changed. I'll have to crack them out again at some point and see if they're still more unkillable than Death Guard.
Is there anything you want us to talk about in this before we go?
Starship Troopers with Guard and Nids.
See us talk to you about, relay back to you? Is there anything that you've seen in the new update or anything you missed from the previous version, like good Death Guard?
9th edition. I mean, the thing is, right, I've still got all my 9th edition codexes. I've got my 9th. We could do like a retro 9th edition game again just to make him feel good about his -1 damage. And I can bring along the 9th edition Tyranids Codex.
Dave, I've forgotten my rules for 9th edition now. I've gone to 10th. They're in your book. That means learning. Yeah. And we know what me with learning.
It's all right. I still remember all your rules. Right?
Death Guard Andy, here's a trick, guys. Death Guard Andy doesn't learn rules.
You absorb my knowledge through osmosis.
I don't ever read anything. If Dave's like, I've sent you over the update, I've sent you over the Matoran pack, I've sent you over the field manual, I've sent you over the core rules update, I've sent you over the FAQ. I don't read it. I just means I come here the next day or the day after to play a game. I'm like,
so what's changed then?
And then listen to Dave tell me for 2 hours all night long with the updates, and I go to a tournament the following day thinking I know it all, but only because he told me. So
yeah. Starship Troopers with Guard and Nids. Yeah, I mean you're on about learning and playing Nids, so you could always use my Nids at some point. I can use the Guard against you or something.
Nids. I remember that.
Yeah. If I played him, things would have been different. Archie, not being funny, if your Custodes plays my Black Legion list, the game would have been over very, 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 very quickly. And actually, the tournament results before the data update proved that actually one of Custodes' Achilles' heels was actually Chaos Space Marines.
Oh, I like how you said that,
because Chaos had so much damage-free weaponry with Forge Fiends,
you're working out
and Obliterators, and Abaddon. Like every win that goes through just kills a guy. Like there was, and Chaos are able to be elite and Horde at the same time. Custodes can't.
So for one last poll.
Right, literally 5 minutes, Andy, because then we've got to shoot off.
One last poll.
I've probably said 5 minutes probably about 5 times now, but it really is now 5 minutes.
What should we make the poll about?
The poll, I don't know. Do you like it greasy or dry? No.
Oh my. Oh dear. Oh Dave, you do go there, don't you?
Are Thunderhammer Terminators better than normal Terminators now with the changes devastating wounds?
I don't know.
I don't think they were better before.
I don't know.
The only reason why I took Thunderhammer Terminators before is because they had a shield, so they had 4 wounds. Because the Thunderhammers, you only hit on 4s, with a Power Fist you hit on 3s, and they're still 2 damage. It was still -2 AP. It was still strength 8. Literally, the only difference was devastating wounds, which has changed. So you're dropping. So a power fist now is essentially the same as a thunder hammer because you're only getting what 3 attacks. What's the chance of you getting all 6 to wound? Very slim. So you're essentially changing a thunder hammer for a power fist, which is now essentially the same, and then you're trading a wound for a storm bolter. There's nothing in it now. So if you want your Terminators to be resilient, hammers and shields. If you want them to kill more things, storm bolters and power fists. And actually, the assault Terminator squad is 15 more points than a normal Terminator squad at the moment. And the normal Terminator squad actually have better rules. They get +1 hit against safe moment targets and cannot be affected by hit roll modifiers or characteristic modifiers. So they're better against Death Guard.
Nothing's better than Death Guard.
Because they ignore your modifiers and things. And obviously you can give them a Cyclone Missile Launcher. But if you really like Terminators, pick a Deathwatch Terminator squad, and then you can have 3 Cyclone Missile Launchers in your unit and 2 Thunderhammer and Storm Shields.
Okay, is that that's not right.
Best trilogy.
No. Is that a trilogy? It is, isn't it? It's not a chronology, is it? Pretty sure it's a trilogy. That's not.
It's a trilogy of trilogies.
You're right. It is a trilogy of trilogies. Okay, we've got one more.
Have we? Andy wants to do a quick poll. Everybody.
Because I know the answer is going to be that one. Don't say it, but it's going to be that one. So, oh yeah, okay.
That's a trilogy as well.
Yeah.
What else are trilogies?
Any?
What other trilogies are there?
That'll do. There's 4.
That'll do. I can't. Yeah. Well, they're all really good though.
They're all very good, but there's only one clear.
And Andy's asked a quick poll, everybody.
Yes, I have.
Bang!
Yeah, I like how straight away you got. Yeah, guys, I'll tell you what.
For you so good, precious. Upstairs we go into the tunnel.
That was good. That was how you got. That was good. I just wish it didn't look like Gollum when I did it. You know. That was the problem.
Paul, basically, because of the change of devastating wounds, if you want Terminators, just run normal Terminators because they're 15 points cheaper and more killy. The only difference is you won't get an extra wound. So talented.
With taters, precious, with taters here.
Potatoes.
It's fair to say he's more talented at that than he is at playing 40k.
I don't know. I've got more wins than you.
Wins at what?
40k.
You got wins of what? How many tournaments have you won?
How many tournaments?
Yeah.
2.
None. Right.
Technically
speaking.
Technically 0.
Technically speaking. Right.
How many tournaments have you won that wasn't against me? He might have beat me.
Basically, you can't answer the question. He's got to twist it to actually make it seem his way.
No.
Right. Anyway, on that note, everybody, thanks for watching. We've got to go to set up our game so I can smash Andy, and we'll probably be done before midnight. It's been really, really quick. So anyway, thanks everyone.
Thanks for watching.
And we'll see you in the next one.
Till then.
Where's the button? There it is.
Bye.